Okay, so let us start with the first class today. So what do we do in Excel? So this is something which we were talking the other day, and to help you more understand with the concept, we will start with this. In Excel, what we do is Excel starts with storing the data. First, we need to have data in place. Just one moment. Yep. So Excel starts with having data into picture first. We need to first have data, and data has information. We analyze this, we summarize this data. Basically, we get this data, we summarize and we analyze and get a final picture of this data. After we get this data, we do the analysis part in this data. We get the, by telling analysis, we get the outcome from the data. We have a raw data, which is an information. We summarize and get into a proper shape. And then we perform certain calculations, and then we analyze this data. By analyzing, what do we mean? We get some story out of the data. For example, we have the data having students' marks, you know, after getting all the students' marks, we perform some calculations. After we perform the calculations, we get to know how much is the school pass percentage. So that is what I call as analysis. I analyze the data and get a final outcome from that. And after getting this final outcome, what we will do, we will present this data to people. Like we have lot like of many colleges we have, like we got a top all India rank in IIT, JEE, AIEEE, all these things we write, we see in the newspaper, no? They present this data. They are presenting, but where are these people getting the information from? They're getting this information from the students' marks. Each student's marks, they will collate, they will make and get an average, and then they will find to get who got how much rank. And based on that, they will present this data in newspapers, articles, in their brochures, everywhere, right? So that is the presenting part. So this is how it works in Excel. So let me go back to my main sheet. So this is the Excelytics training sheet, which has been shared with everyone. So the moment you pay the curriculum fees in this institute, you will be getting a OneDrive link, which has this particular thing called Excel training full course. Okay. So you should please be muted. I'm getting some sounds. Only if you want to speak, then you unmute yourself. Okay. So everyone will get an access to this particular link, which is called Excel training full course. And with the help of this link, with the help of this link, if you open this link, you have this multiple sheets and tabs in this. So this particular tab called 01 Excel training will help you get the all the training content which I am teaching in the class. So I am currently teaching you from this particular sheet, and then we have a formulas sheet wherein we only discuss about the formula section. And then we have one data analysis sheet. We have one other features sheet. Then we have a sheet for shortcuts, and we have certain test and important topics which we have it in the sheet. So basically core, this is the sheet which we use. So when you go back home and when you get access to this, please open this sheet and you will be able to see all these parts which I'm gonna teach. So that particular sheet contains all these parts, and these are all each of the sections which we are gonna discuss. Okay. Okay. So before I start this, start the exact class, how can we open an Excel sheet? First, we need to know, like we have some new people who didn't even know what Excel is. So in order to let everyone know what it is, I will start with how we open an Excel sheet. For before you open an Excel sheet, you need to make sure that you have Microsoft Office installed, the Excel training. Excel training. It should be in room number 1. Yeah. So before we start, you need to have Microsoft Office installed in your computers. Again, we have different versions of Microsoft Office. The latest is the 365 version, but whatever you installed, Excel will work. Okay. But we have some certain customization. We have certain customization where version to version some functions differ, but the latest is the 365 version. Anything about 2016, uh 2021 365 can work, but if you're going with the older version, make sure that certain functions are not there in the latest version. Okay. So how you can start Excel? You can simply search for Excel here, Excel, and you will have an Excel application once you install your Microsoft Office, and you click on this, the Excel sheet will open. So here, if you see, my Excel sheet is open, and then it will ask if you want a blank workbook or you want an existing workbook. Since you will be new, it will be a blank workbook. Open the blank workbook. This is how you open your Excel sheet. Okay. Okay. So we discussed what are the stages of data analysis in any tool. So these are the thing. We get the data, we get all, we have the data, we get convert into that information, and then we summarize that information by doing certain calculations, and then we present it, analyze it, and then share it with the people. Okay. Now, why Excel? Now Excel is one of the data analysis platforms. Now we are the question is why do we use Excel? Because in Excel sheet you can store the data. There are certain applications where only you can present the data, but here you can store the data, you can calculate the data within itself, and then you can basically analyze the data. In certain applications, you directly do the dashboarding stuff or analyzing stuff. And there, what you will do, you will connect those particular systems again with Excel only. Here, you do everything in Excel. So you store the data. First part is storing the data, which is getting the data from somewhere. Once you have the data, you do calculations of the data. Suppose student's mark sheet you have, you calculate after you get the data. So data is our student's mark sheet. You calculate it, and after calculation, you analyze the data. Okay. So these are the 3 steps what we use in Excel. Now, let's start with what is the history of our spreadsheet. History of spreadsheet, like how the spreadsheet started. So basically, the first and the foremost spreadsheet was VisiCalc, which got started in 1978. We were not even born during that time, so it is that old. Okay. And then later it slowly got, what basically what spreadsheet is. Spreadsheet is combination of rows and columns. So all you, if you can see, the rows are there, A, B, C, D, E, F, all these columns are there, and then we have rows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have rows. Spreadsheet is basically a rows and a column, rows and columns combination. So basically so about Excel, this is one sheet. Like this, you see, we have how many sheets? So many sheets, right? This is a spreadsheet. Okay. Spreadsheet has rows and columns, and the history of spreadsheet started with VisiCalc, where they first started with some basic rows and columns, and later it got updated to versions, and then finally we came with the concept of Excel in 1985. So the previous name of Excel was Multiplan, and then later it got changed to Excel, and then it became Microsoft Excel. So this is just for your information purpose, how the history was there. So it started with VisiCalc, and then it later got updated to the SuperCalc version, and then Lotus 1, 2, 3, and then finally Excel. Now, can you tell me what is the competitor of Excel? Google Sheets. Okay. And no, right? So basically, Excel is and was one of the monotonous data analysis tool, which it has not been created till date. So Google Sheets is similar to Excel, but there are certain calculations and functions which we don't have in Google Sheets also. Because Google Sheets are online only, here you can work everything offline also. You cannot do anything offline on Google Sheets. Basically, everything is online there. It is access driven and online. Basic Excel, you can use it anywhere, anytime. Even if you don't have internet with you, you can use Excel sheet. So the major and the most competitor of Excel is Excel itself. And apart from Google Sheet, I don't think any one of you know any other sheets which we are using for basically having rows and columns. But we have certain firms which have some spreadsheets, but that is limited to their own company. Like for example, Oracle has its own sheet. IBM has its own spreadsheet, but they use it for themselves only, which is not widely used by everyone. But Excel, you ask everyone from a junior person who data entry guy till the CEO, everyone uses Excel and everyone is dependable on Excel. Basically, Excel is like milk. Everyone has milk. There is nobody who doesn't have milk like that. But there are alternatives to that. Uh, as this is the most commonly used, we have Excel, the competitor of Excel as Excel itself. Now let's start getting the terminology of Excel. Terminology means language basically. Okay. Language, what we use in Excel, basically for everyone to understand. Okay. So as you guys know, let me just go back to my blank screen once. Excel has rows and columns. Okay. We have rows starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we end till 10,48,576. This is the extreme end of a row in Excel in one spreadsheet. I'll tell you what is spreadsheet. Okay. And then we have columns starting from A and then we have ending till XFD. Now, how this is counted is A to Z, and you see after Z column, again it starts with AA, AB, AC, AD. Again after AZ, it starts with BA, BB, BC. Like this, it is going till XFD. So there are these many columns, and rows are 10,48,576. Okay. So each combination, each intersection, yeah. Okay, you can take this table. You just put it there and you can see the screen. Okay. Each combination, each intersection of a row and a column is called a cell. So what I'll do is I'll highlight a row for your case. This is a row, okay? Just highlighting it. I'll tell you how to highlight. And this is the column. I'll highlight this also. So this particular place, if you see this particular place is intersection of a row and a column. So that intersection of row column is a box, right? That box is called a cell. Here I am just highlighting it, but if you see, this is also intersection of row and column. First row, first column. First row, second column. First row, third column. So each intersection, each box is called a cell. Okay. And the combination of all the boxes in the horizontal is called a row. Okay. And combination of all the columns, sorry, all the boxes in a vertical direction is called column. Okay. Now you got to know what is a row, what is a column, and what is a cell. Okay. Now these are all part of one sheet. And this sheet is called a spreadsheet. So you can call this sheet as either sheet or worksheet or spreadsheet. Spreadsheet, worksheet, or just sheet. Okay. So when I say go to this sheet, which means I'm referring to a spreadsheet only. When I say go to spreadsheet, which means I'm telling sheet only. Okay. And all these sheets, we have like so many sheets. You can add how many ever sheets you want. Do you know what is the limit of these sheets? Unlimited. You can add as many sheets as you can. But if you add unlimited sheets, your system performance will go down. This will use your system's RAM. Okay. Obviously, we will not use unlimited sheets. I'm just telling you the information basis. So there are so many sheets. The combination of all the sheets is called a workbook. So this whole Excel workbook, the name of the workbook is book 2. So all this file is called Excel workbook. Okay, in Excel language. So we can call this as file or workbook. So when I say open this Excel workbook, which means I'm telling you to open this Excel file. Okay, understood? Till now, anyone has any questions? Are you clear with what is cell, what is column, what is row, what is a sheet, what is a workbook, what is spreadsheet, what is worksheet? Okay. So if you are not understanding anything, immediately tell me, raise you online participants, please put your note in the text chat box. Repeat again, I will repeat it again. And you guys also offline, tell me, I will repeat, okay? Okay. Now, object model of Excel. So what do we have in Excel basically? Which is our Excel application, which I just showed that you need to install Microsoft Office and then you will get an Excel application. In this, you have a workbook, which is one Excel workbook is called Excel file is called Excel workbook. And within workbook, you have what? Sheets. And within sheets, you have rows, columns, all these things. And then we can insert in this charts, shapes, tables. So when we come to that part of the Excel where we are learning about charts and shapes, I will let you know what it is. Okay. Until now, we are all good, right? Let's start with versions of Excel sheets. Okay. Excel workbooks. So as you all know, the first version of our Excel workbook is Excel 97 version. And this has worked from 97 till 2003. And the file extension of this Excel was XLS. Now you guys might be knowing what is file extension, Hemant. Okay, file extension is basically, let me just open. How do I tell you? Okay, now basically if you see this whole folder, in this folder you see the type, right? And it says this is a file folder. Okay, if you come to this PPT, it is telling Microsoft PowerPoint presentation. And this is giving Microsoft Excel worksheet. And if you go down, this says the PDF document. How do you know that this is a PDF document? Uh, this is an Excel worksheet. This is a file folder because we save that particular file in that way. Now I have opened this Excel sheet. Now I'm trying to save this file. Okay, we know how to save file, right? We come to the file. Basically, this is the file. We come here. We click on save and then we go to browse where we want to save. Okay, and here it says save file as Excel workbook, and you have multiple option here. You see we have Excel 97 version, Excel add-in, you see comma separated, Excel macro enabled, binary workbook. We have this types of Excel sheets. Okay, so this types of Excel sheet you will get it in versions after 2016. Okay, different workbooks. Earlier we used to have only Excel 97 workbook because that time that was the first version. Okay, so these are all your extensions. Basically, extension means what kind of file you are trying to save. So earlier, when in 2000 in the 97 version, the file type was XLS. Okay, so I'll try to save it. This is my latest version, so I'm not able to see. So if I put, okay, it is not showing. So earlier it used to be like, now that my system is updated, I cannot show like this. It used to be like this, XLS dot XLS in the end. Okay, so that's called, when we write dot XLS, it will automatically understand that that is a 97 version. Okay, so that's the file extension. So it started with that version. And in that version, what it used to be, it can store datas and macros. Now data is the normal data which we store, and macros are basically, macros is a function which will help us automating our manual task in Excel sheets. Suppose you're doing some task on a daily basis in Excel sheet. You're adding two numbers every day. So with the help of macros, what we will do is we will just create a button in macro and we will click that button. It will automatically add. You will not require to do that activity daily basis. Daily you come and you press button, it will automatically add those stuff. Okay. In macros, you can not only do addition, you can do so many things. You can create dashboards, you can create charts, which is repetitive in nature, where you're not using much of a logic. Daily you're adding only two numbers. Daily you're adding only two columns, two rows. You're doing that same activity on a daily basis. Can you give me one example what you do on daily basis in Excel? Or maybe in, suppose in schools and colleges, daily we mark attendance, present, absent, total. We used to write it in school row. In the school board, we used to create one table and we used to write present, absent, total. And what we will say, total number of present is 23 people out of 30. Total is 30. Then absent is automatically how much? 7 people, correct? So daily, we can automate this in Excel. We do this activity daily, right? Go to school and college every day, right? So we can automate this, right? Whoever will present, will their data will get captured automatically. Total minus present people are absent people. So like this, some automative task which we do on a daily basis is something called macro, something which we can do with macro. Okay. So macro is that particular function in Excel which will help us automate the task. So it is telling that Excel 97 workbook can also accommodate macros in that workbook. Basically, we can write macros in that particular version of Excel sheet. So it can store data and it can store macros. Okay. Use .xls if you're going to share files with people that has older version. Now we are new version. Suppose I am in a new version file. Suppose you have the older version of the Excel sheet. Now, if I want you to, if I send you the new version Excel sheet, you will not be able to open, right? Because your version is not updated. We know this thing. We have different versions of WhatsApp, right? If you don't download the new version of the WhatsApp, if I send you some new stickers which are there in WhatsApp, can you able to see? No, it will not show you unless you open that version. So what I will have to do, I will have to send you the format which is supported in your version so that you can see it. So I can only send you the stickers which is there in your laptop, right? Same way. So I can share you the files by converting that file into the older version. Like I have the option to convert into older version, right? I just showed you. I am a 365 version user, but can I send you the file in 97 version? I can save this file in 97 version and send you, right? So that's what it is telling, that if you want to share with someone who's having the older version, you have to use this particular extension .xls and share it with you. Okay. Now Excel workbook. Now Excel workbook is the latest version which we have. This version got started from 2016 onwards. Sorry, 2007 onwards. So this is XLSX format, the current format which I am using in my system. When I save this workbook, it will automatically save in .xlsx as a default workbook because mine is a new version. Mine is a version which is after 2007. It can store only data but not macros, which means I cannot build a macro in this Excel sheet. Now, why macros can be dangerous sometimes? Like in macros, we can write the virus related coding also. So that's the reason for data storing, for data and all, as a default, we use this. There is a technique to stop getting virus in the system. So I'll tell you, virus in the sense doesn't mean that macros have virus. Macros is a different function where you can write codes and automate stuff I wrote. Some people can use it for virus purpose also. Okay. So that's the reason we have divided the files. So this will only help you store data, but not macros, where you cannot create any macros. And you can share with you can share this particular files with everyone who has about 2007 version of the Excel sheet. So 2007, 10, 13, 16, 19, 365. This is the default workbook which everyone uses. Now we have macro enabled workbook. It can store data and macros both. Here it stores only data. Here it stores data and macro workbook both. Now the difference between both of them is XLSM format. There is an M in the last, right? Which says this has a macro. So you can share this with again everyone after 2007 version. In this, you can store the data and macros. Don't assume that macros means virus. Macros is a platform where you can write codes and automate stuff. But some people, like hackers and all, they can do this activity also, which will corrupt your file. That's the reason we have divided like this. And in macros, you have an option like how we have an antivirus check, we have a anti macro check in Excel sheet, which we can use when you open this file. The only thing is you have to take this file from a valid source. A friend can send you, but if someone sends you like an email that, hey, you have an offer, open this, then you're gone. So make sure you don't open your Excel macro enabled workbook from other sources other than unknown sources, basically. Okay. And then we have Excel binary workbook, which is .xlsb format. Now, binary format workbook is uh, it can store both data and macros, but in this, what happens is sometimes we work on a sheet, we have multiple sheets, okay? Multiple sheets, in that we have multiple calculations and stuff. This will increase your size of the workbook, okay? It can increase to 5 MB, 6 MB, 7 MB. There was a time when I opened a 100 MB Excel workbook also. 100 MB means imagine how many sheets are there in that. At least 20-25 sheets were there. In all 20-25 sheets, there are calculations written. So the file size got increased. Now, I want to send this file to someone who's sitting in US or any other employees. And I cannot send this files through Teams chat or any other SharePoint. I have to send it on email only. How can I send? 20-25 MB means it will take 15 minutes to go from my mailbox, 15 minutes for him to get in his inbox. It will take a lot of time, no? So such heavy files, we can save that file as binary workbook in XLSP format and send. What binary workbook does is it will compress your size of the file. Now we have sent everyone the Excel training drive, right? This one, this folder. How did we send? This came in a zip file to you, right? All compressed and we send so that it will be easy for you to download. The same way, this particular Excel sheet will compress your file so that it will be easy for you to transfer it from one place to another place. Okay. Now you understood the different file types of Excel sheets, and what do we use majorly, commonly? Tell me, what do we use? Excel SX, the second one, Excel workbook. Okay. So this is that concept of what are the different extensions we use in Excel. Now let's come to the second. Now let's come a little further. So I'll come here. I just told you one thing, right? How many rows are there and how many columns are there? So if I come from first row and if I go down, we have how many rows? 10,48,576 rows. This is one of the most important and common interview question, that how many rows are there in Excel sheet. Okay, everyone will ask this. Wherever you go for a job and when there is a job related to Excel, they will first ask you how many rows are there in Excel sheet. So you should keep this in mind. 10,48,576. Okay, at least if you don't know the proper number, 10 lakhs, somewhere in 10 lakhs. But it's good to be confident and to be more intelligent in front of an interviewer, tell 10,48,576, the whole number. Okay. Nobody will ask you how many columns are there, but people will ask you how many rows are there. Okay. And how many columns are there? Columns is still XFD, which is 16,000 and 16,384. These are our rows and these are our columns. Column address is XFD. For the version 2003, which is Excel 97 to 2003 version, the rows were only 65,536 in a sheet and columns were only 256, which was still IV. This is not Roman number 4, this is IV because columns are in alphabets. Okay. But this has gone now. Nobody will ask you what was there in XLS. But this is something which everyone will ask. Most of them will ask. Okay. Now let's see how big is our Excel sheet. Okay. Let me just. Okay, this is already written here. Okay, let's. Now, how big is our Excel sheet? So we'll check how many cells are there in Excel sheet. Like basically from here, from A till here, how many cells are there? Let's see. Okay. I will do multiplication. How to get a cell? What is cell? I told it's a combination of one row and one column. So how many rows are there? 10,48,576 rows are there. I'm multiplying with how many columns are there? 16,384. XFD, but if I count, there are 16,384 columns. So you see, there are these many cells. Okay. And let's see how many seconds are there in a year. So in a year, how many days are there? 365. Okay. And in 365 days, in each day, how many hours are there? 24. And each hour, how many minutes are there? And each minute, how many seconds are there? 60. We have total these many seconds in a year. And how much time do you think takes to write some data in one cell? 1 second? It's take 1 second, right? Like, see, I'm writing it in 1 second. So let's see, in order to complete total cells, writing each number or letter in each cell, if I want to complete the whole Excel sheet, one sheet, which is basically these many cells, how much time it will take, we'll see. I will divide with this. It takes 545 years. If you start writing one letter or if you start inputting some data in one Excel cell and complete only one sheet. And how many sheets we have? Unlimited sheets. So that big is our Excel sheet. Although we will not keep on writing, but that big is our Excel sheet. That is what I want to show you guys. Okay. So clear with the basic concepts of basic introduction of what is Excel and what all it does, how big is Excel sheet. Okay. Let's go to Excel user interface. Now, user interface means like how our Excel workbook looks like. So this is my blank Excel sheet, Excel workbook. Okay, I opened it in front of you. Now let's try to understand what all items are there in this Excel workbook. Okay, so the moment you open your Excel workbook, you have this first line. Okay, you have this first line, you have the second line, and then you have some boxes in the third, and then you have fourth line, then you have columns. Okay, now what is this first line? First line is the title bar, which gives you the title of your Excel workbook. Now, what is my title of this Excel workbook? Book 2. So when I say, please open book 2, so you will open the Excel workbook book 2. So this is giving your title of the book. And then we have certain items here. Now, what are these certain items in the title bar? This gives you the title. This is your quick access toolbar. Quick access toolbar means, by listening the word quick access toolbar, what do you understand? Quick means what? Easy. Easy, fast. Access means what? To access something. Now, quick access means what? To access or use something easily. So that is that. Toolbar means you have some tools in that. So this is quick access toolbar. Okay. And this is your Excel logo basically. Quick access toolbar means something which you want to access easily or quickly. Okay. Now I'll tell you what we do in the quick access toolbar. Okay, let's not discuss quick access toolbar. Let's discuss the user interface first, and then we will come to that part. Okay, just understand that this is a quick access toolbar, a toolbar where we can access tools quickly, easily. Okay, now this is the second. So we discussed first line here. This is the search. Whatever you want to search, you can search here. Like any function, whatever you want to search, you can search here. And this is basically your laptop name. So this laptop belongs to some guy called Mohan Krishna. So that is his laptop. Okay. And this, you know, right? Minimize, maximize, close. Minimize, maximize, close. Okay. Now, this is the second line. The second line is called ribbon bar. Ribbon bar, we are telling ribbon bar because the moment we click anything, a ribbon comes up. Like if we click insert, a ribbon of data comes up. Draw, we get something. We get page layout, we get some ribbon. So that is why called ribbon bar. Okay. And one moment. We have time. Okay. So this particular what we say is called ribbon bar, and each ribbon has groups in that. Okay. So we have this clipboard group, font group, alignment group. Group is again set of multiple options in that. Okay. Multiple functions in that. So clipboard, font, alignment, number, styles, cells. Similarly, in insert, we have tables, we have illustrations, charts, sparklines, filters. Everywhere we have multiple groups. So these things are called groups in that. Okay. So I am telling you this because I will use this terminology when I teach. So go to the home tab. These are called ribbon. In ribbon, these each buttons are called tabs. Okay. I'll say go to the home tab, and in the clipboard group, you will find this function. In the clipboard group, you will find copy function. So you should understand. So that's what I'm telling you. What is the terminology we use in Excel? Not only here. So when you work with your manager or someone, and when you're on the screen share and your manager says, go to the home tab and go to this font group, so you should know what is it, right? That's the reason I'm explaining you. So what are these things called? These are ribbons. Okay. In ribbons, what are these? These are individual tabs. In tabs, what we have groups. In groups, what we have? Functions. Okay. So ribbon bar. In ribbon bar, what we have? Tabs. In tabs, what we have? Groups. In groups, what we have? Functions. So can I do it like this? Okay. Ribbon, tabs, groups, functions. Okay. All right. After this, so we will discuss in, so whatever, so after we come here, we discuss each of these functions individually when we proceed to the course. Okay. Now, can you see this thing, this box on the left hand side? What is this box called? This box is called name box. So it gives you the name of the particular cell. Okay. For example, I am here. Okay. What is this column? So I'll just highlight this. Okay. What is this column? C column, correct? And what is this row? So if I click here, what it is telling? What it is giving me? Address of that cell, right? So this is called name box. And this is also called as cell address. It gives us the cell address. Cell address. Okay. Now here, if I come here, what is the cell address? What is the cell address? Just see the box. You don't see the column and row. Okay. Now what is the cell address? Understanding, right? With the help of name box, we can see the cell address. Okay. After this cell address, what is this called? Like if I'm clicking here, you can see what it is called. Formula bar. This particular portion is called formula bar. Now, what is the use of this formula bar? The formula bar help us to know what formula is written in the cell. Okay, like I'll do one thing. 10, 20, 30. Can you tell me what is the total of 10 plus 20 plus 30? 60. Now you know the total. Let's do with Excel. So I wrote 60 here, but some person is opening this Excel sheet. How will he know the formula is written on this? If he goes on the cell, he can see that there is formula written with the help of the formula bar. So you can see what formula is written. You can read that formula. Now what does formula says? Sum of M4 and M6. So you can understand there that sum is written. Sum means addition. Now let's before I just went to a little deeper. So I just wanted to show you what does formula bar and how it looks like. Okay. Now I want to tell you what is this thing called. Now we know that this is G9. This is G10. I want to select all these things. This part. Now what is this part called? From G9 to G15. Range. Correct. A group of cells is called a range. Okay. Now the group of cells is group means what? More than one. So that is called a range. The range can be either like this in the column, either in the row, or can be combination of row and column. Okay. Now, how do we write range in Excel? So for this, we can write G9, G9, and this column is used to denote the range. So G9 to G15. When we write like this, it means G9, G10, G11, G12, G13, G14, G15. Okay. You can write range like this. So this is also a range I told you, no? Now, can you tell me what is this range? I13 to N13. Very good. So when I say I13 to N13, that means from I to N in the 13th row. This, can you tell me this? From here to here. O4, okay. R, R12. So can I write like this? O4 to R12? Yes, we can write like this. So when it is multiple rows and columns together, you take the end, start till end. It will automatically cover all those area between start and end. So this is called range. So here, what did we use? In the sum formula, we used range M4 to M6. Okay. So with the help of formula bar, we get to see the formula, what is written in the cell. You can also see the formula by doing function F2. If you do function F2, you can see the formula. You can either see through formula bar or you can see through function F2. Okay. So please note down function F2 to see the formula, because this we use a lot in Excel. Whenever we want to see, we don't go and see in the function bar, we simply do function F2. So if you see here, if we see in the formula bar, it is telling M4 to M6. Now you will go and see M4 to M6, it will take time. But if you come here and you just simply press function F2, it will highlight also which cell is being considered. Okay, just allow me 2 minutes. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm back. So with the help of function F2, what I said is it will highlight the cells what I am using. Okay, cool. Wherein in formula bar, it will only give you what is the formula written. Here it will show you what is the formula, which is showing me the formula, and it is also highlighting my cells, which will be easy for you to understand what cells are being used. Okay, so that's the part of that's the function F2, and that's how the formula bar is used. Now, if you can see my and after the formula bar, what we have is our rows and columns, which is the core part of the sheet. Okay. Now, if you go down, this particular things, you know what it is. These are sheets. We have sheets 1, 2, 3. We can do unlimited sheets. You can you have the functionality to color your sheets also. Like if you right click on this and put a tab color and then change this to red, if you see my sheet is turned into red color. Okay, you can do all those customization in the sheet. You have plus options to add, and then you can hide, unhide. You have multiple options to work on sheets. I will come to that part when we discuss the sheets topic. Okay, and then down below and then this is the scroll bar which you scroll right and left. Okay, and if you want to go to extreme, you can go with the help of right arrow and you can go till extreme, how much ever extreme you want to go. Okay, and then the last bar is called status bar. In the status bar, basically it will give you the status of your Excel sheet. For example, if you see here the status is telling ready, in a ready mode, which means there are all the calculations, if there are any system, everything is done, your file is ready to use. And there is this button for macros. Now it you see no macros are currently being recorded. So there are so in macros we use this record functionality to record our steps, the manual steps. So with the help of this button we record it. Okay, and then we have accessibility. It will just see if there are any recommendations found. No recommendations found, so nothing. And here usually when we work on different data, for example, I'll just highlight 10, 20, 30, okay, in my sheet. You see, I'm getting certain things right here in the status bar. So these are the default what we get in cut, copy, what we get as average, count, and sum in most of our Excel sheet. These are the default, but we also have settings to add some more functionality if you want. Like this will give you immediate and crisp result of something. Like, see, if I highlighted 10, 20, 30, it is giving me the sum is 60. In spite of you doing the calculation, it will automatically show. This is just for the viewing purpose, what it is there inside. This will help us sometimes in counting certain stuff. Now count means what? You count number of characters, number of items there in each cell. So in each cell there is content, right? So that's why 3 is the count. Count 1, count 2, count 3. Average is average of 10, 20, and 30, which is already shown there. Okay. Now if I right click, I have so many things here, which see average count, this is included in this. If I put numerical count, I get the numerical count here. I'll put minimum, I'll put maximum. You see? Now maximum of 10, 20, 30, which is the maximum number in this? See, 30 is already showing. What is the minimum number in this? 10. So you can see numerical count it is asking. What is the numerical count in this? All our numbers in all three numbers are there like that. So this is called status bar, which will give you the status of your file. And then you have this to zoom in, zoom out, and these are the page layouts basically. So this is the Excel user interface. User interface means a user is using and what all user can see in the Excel sheet, Excel workbook. Okay. And the same thing which we have it here. When you open this particular, I know you can't remember everything all together at once. So we have this written with each box, with a copy of each box shown what is what. So when you go back home, revise this topic and see what all is there in the Excel sheet in the user interface. So we discussed all of these topics now. Now let's discuss the quick access toolbar. Okay. I can discuss it here only. Yeah, I can discuss it here only. Okay. So until here, or before I go there, I just wanted to once again. Okay. Before I go here, is everyone good with the Excel user interface? Any doubt, anyone in this particular room? Yeah. Mine is 365 version. Yes. So when you save this, we have available macro options. Good question. We have the macro option available. You record the macro. You have to save it as XLSM, then your macro will be stored. You can perform, you can create, but you have to save also. If you don't save, your macros will go away basically. Okay. So when you save, you have to save it in that Excel SM format, which this format. Creation on all you can do, but saving is that in that place you save it. Okay. So anyone in the online batch, you have any questions with the Excel user interface, introduction to Excel?
No.
All right. Thank you. Let's go to customizing our quick access toolbar. Okay. So before I come to the quick access toolbar. Okay. Now I want to apply borders. Okay. In order to apply borders, I have 2-3 ways to apply the borders. Okay. So one of the ways what we use in applying borders is we select the area where we want to apply a border. Okay. So this is the area I want to apply the border. And then I come to the home tab. Okay. In home tab, in the font group, we have this function of applying borders. So I come here and apply borders. You have different types of borders. We will discuss the border settings later. I want to apply borders now. Okay. So this is how I apply the border. Now it took me some time, right? I went to the home button, I went to the font group, and then I selected the borders. Now, suppose I want to apply borders to multiple tables again and again, like this is a part of my job to, keep on applying borders. So this has become my daily task for me. Now, every time I'll go to So every time, so in every sheet I want to apply border, so every time I go, I click this and then I click borders. Sometimes I do a mistake clicking up and down somewhere here, and then again I have to rework on this. So with the help of quick access toolbar, what we can do is we can add this particular border setting on the top. That's the quick access toolbar. So one of the ways to add is we can go to file, we can go to options, and here in the options you have quick access toolbar. In this quick access toolbar, I can look for the borders. Okay, so borders are in my which tab? Home tab, right? In home tab, in the font group, we have borders. Borders. Can you see borders? Now, if I click here and if I go on the right, I can move this borders on the right side and I say OK. You see borders are already there. And then I select a default border here like this. Now, whenever I want to select a border, I come here like this, click it. Come here, click it. Come here, click it. Come here, click it. Okay. It's easy for me to check. Even if I am in data tab, can I click and make borders? So this is that functionality of your quick access toolbar. With the help of quick access toolbar, you can add anything you want here. Now here I added bold already. I can bold it like this. Even if I am in insert, I can go and bold. If I wanted to go and bold, I have to come here bold and I have to click on bold, right? This is simple, but what if you want to go somewhere deeper inside? It will be easy for you to do it. While staying here, you can do anything. You can go to this tab also and you can create a border like this. So this is that functionality of quick access toolbar. Okay, understood the customization of quick access toolbar. So that's the quick access toolbar. And then we have some keyboard shortcuts, which we use a lot. Now we have some good 60, I guess. No, we have 73 in this. So not all 73 we use, but it depends on your case to case basis, like what you work on a regular basis. If you work on macros, you will use some shortcuts. If you work on copy pasting jobs, you use certain shortcuts. But these are all of the shortcuts which we use. Now, for example, how you want to read this is control. If you see, I will just freeze this part. Control and S means save. Control and U means underline. Control V, paste. Alt D, data menu. Alt I, insert menu. Control plus Shift plus G. Sorry, Control plus Shift plus F, font name. Control plus Shift plus P, font size. Okay, these are shortcuts, but we don't use this. Basically, it's not about you using or me using. You must be working on some other data. I will work on some other data, and some things which requires to me, I will use the shortcut. Some things which require to you, you will remember those shortcuts. Not everyone remembers all shortcuts, but for the benefit of everyone, we have all the shortcuts. So whenever you want to do anything, just look for that shortcut if this is there or not. Okay. So this sheet is also with you. So you can use this sheet. Now, I will show you one most important way to find your own shortcut. Okay. Just everyone listen this very carefully. I will write my name here and I will write some random. Okay. Okay. Now you see, this is the most important and one of very good skills which I'm gonna tell you now, to create your own shortcuts. Own means not by your own letters and name. Oh, not create, right? Find your shortcut, not own. Okay, finding your shortcut. Now, if you see, what I want to do is I want to bold this particular text. Okay, I can simply see we have bold. We will learn the functions in the coming classes. I'm just giving you one small example. I will bold this like this. Okay, and I want to create, before I bold here, I'll just copy this whole data and I'll put it here. Okay, I bold it. Okay, I bold this. Okay, and for this, what I will do is I will put thick borders. Now, what I'll do is first I'll put all borders. I'll put all borders. Okay, and after I put all borders, what I will do is I will change this alignment to left side. Left side. Okay, it is in the it is on the right side. No, 11 is written on the right side. What I did, I brought them in the left side. Okay, understood what I did? So I did with the help of mouse. I clicked each button and I did. Okay, now creating your own shortcut. Now I will do the same thing with the help of my keyboard. Okay, so if I want to make anything on the data, I have to come to that data. So I came to this data. Now what I did, I want to do bold, right? For bold, we already have a shortcut called Control plus B. I will not use Control B. I will use some other shortcut. Okay, and show you. In Excel, everywhere you want to use shortcut, the first thing what you have to click is hit the button Alt, ALT, Alt. So I put the button Alt. Now, if the moment I press Alt, can you see what is happening? I'm getting different letters and numbers on the top. Now tell me, the bold function is in which group? Group. It's in the font group. And font is in which tab? Home tab, right? And what is the letter on the whole home tab? H. So I need to press H. I press H. Now you see the moment I click on H, now I got again different letters and numbers. Now for bold, what is the number? I press 1. See? So every time if I press Alt H and 1, will it bold? Yes. So if you remember Alt H1 in your mind forever, whenever you want to bold anything, basically we have Control B as a shortcut, but we don't have shortcut for everything, no? I'm just giving you an example here, but Control B is the easiest way to do. But how to do it without having a shortcut is to have your own shortcut like this. So Alt H and 1 will give me bold. You can remember this for life. This will never change in your life. Okay, this is how you create and remember your own shortcuts. Let's do it for this thing. Now I want to select the whole table. So I will select the whole table. I will tell you how we select the tables and all. Okay, slowly. Now what I want to do this what I want to do with this, I want to get this in the left side. It is in the right side, right? Before that, I want to put borders. So let's put borders. Okay. Alt. You guys tell me. Borders are where? H. And in this borders, which borders I took? All borders, right? All borders is A. Worked. Now next, what I want to do? Alignment. I want to get on the left side. Again, tell me what to do. Alt. H and then A. AL. Alignment on the left side. Understood? So this is one of the most important skill to keep in mind, that you can create your own shortcuts with this way. So it depends on what you work on. I work on some stuff, you work on some stuff. We don't work on the same stuff, right? For you, this is important. You can't go click and do everything. What you will do, Alt H-A-L, simple, and it will give you a left alignment. Alt H1, simply bold. Okay. So like this, we have so many shortcuts which we can create for our own self, and it will be easy. Okay. Understood? So with this, what we will do is we will conclude today's class. Okay. We'll come back tomorrow. We will start with data types, number formats, and then clipboard. Okay. So until here, anyone in the online batch, do you have any questions till here? Online, no questions?
No, actually, I have a question. Like, what is the course duration of this Excel? Like, it's 1 month or?
It will be 1 month.
Okay. Okay.
We will probably try to close by 12th of August.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Anyone has any questions?
No.
All right. So what I'll do is I will end this recording because I don't want the blank stuff to go there.